Hello and welcome back to my channel. Earlier today, you'll know, if you've watched, I posted the Pompey quiz for the lockdown for you to answer at home, an interactive video that I could share. Now we're going to be going through the answers for that video. I obviously included a couple of bonus points. I will be reading out the question first and then I'll be giving you the answer, so if you didn't watch the original video you can still play along. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the easy level with question 1. That question was, of course, what day were Portsmouth Football Club formed? That was the 5th of April 1898. So if you get the 5th of April and the year, that's a mark, because we would have been playing there at Wembley. Would have been playing at Wembley for our 122nd birthday this year on the 5th of April. Would have been a perfect birthday present if we had won, but obviously coronavirus stopped that from happening. And question 2. I wanted to know, in which area of Portsmouth is the stadium located? That area is, of course, Milton or Southsea. So Milton is the small area it's in, Southsea is the greater area. It's surprisingly not located in an area that's also said in the name of the stadium, which is question 3. I wanted to know what the name of the stadium is. That name is, of course, Fratton Park, which has been known as a fortress in recent times, and you can see why. I'm beaten there in nearly a year. I think it is over a year now. So, yeah. Fratton Park was what I was looking for question 3. And question 4. I wanted to know, who is Portsmouth's all-time record appearance maker? That is, of course, Gentleman Jim, or Jimmy Dickinson. For all of you Pompey fans out there, he's very well regarded in our history. If you're not a Pompey fan, you're taking part in this. He went through his whole career, no bookings, no red cards, hence why he was dubbed Gentleman Jim. Probably the greatest legend in our football club's history. And the final question, on the easy level, I wanted to know which is the highest scoring game in Pompey history. That is, of course, not too long ago. It was the 7-4 victory at Fratton Park over Reading. I wanted 7-4 and Reading for the mark there, please. And now moving on to the medium level questions. Question 1, I wanted to know, what is Portsmouth's biggest ever record win? That is 9-1. And I also said, for a bonus point, if you can give me the name of who we beat 9-1. That is Notts County. So if you got 9-1, that's a mark. And if you got Notts County as the team it was against, give yourself another mark. And question 2, I wanted to know, what is the capacity, what is the record attendance at Portsmouth Stadium, Fratton Park? That is, of course, that stands at 51,385 people attended a match against Derby in the 1950s. So I said within 1,000, so I will give you this if you got from 50,000 to 52,000. Anywhere in between that bracket, you can give yourself a mark. And question 3, I wanted to know, how many major trophies have Portsmouth Football Club won? The answer, of course, there is 4, because we've won 2 FA Cups and 2 Division 1s. That will get you a bonus point if you can name FA Cup, and a bonus point if you can name Division 1. So the 1 mark for 4, another mark if you said FA Cup, and another mark if you said Division 1. Not the Premier League, Division 1 is what I'm looking for there. And the Emirates FA Cup would not count because that's got a sponsorship. And question 4. I wanted to know, which company owns Portsmouth Football Club? Not the owner's name individually, which is obviously Michael Eisner and Eric Eisner, the 2 owners that we see the most, but that is the Tornante Company. That is the name of the company that owns the rights to Portsmouth Football Club, which is owned by Michael Eisner and Eric Eisner, as that's their group. So the Tornante Company for a mark there. And question 5. I wanted to know, who is Portsmouth's longest reigning manager of all time? That is, of course, Bally or Alan Ball. For those of you at home, Alan Ball lasted 5 years in his role at Pompey manager, which Kenny Jackett is only a year away from. It's mental to think that we haven't had a manager for over 5 years in a long, long time. But yeah, Alan Ball, longest serving manager, 5 years. And now, moving on to the hard questions. I think a couple of these are definitely gettable, but a few of them are very difficult, especially even I found a couple of them hard. So, question 1. Who was Pompey's top scorer in the 2002-03 campaign was what I was looking for. That is, of course, Svetoslav Todorov, who scored, for the bonus point, 26 goals in all competition that season. So for the main point, I will be looking for Svetoslav Todorov, or just Todorov, or even Toddy. And for the bonus point, 26 is the number of goals he scored. I've been lacking a striker like that for a long time, except for Brett Pitman 2 years ago. And question 2. I wanted to know the capacity of Fratton Park with safety regulations in place. That is, of course, 19,669. So I will give you a mark for 200 off each way, which is from 19,469 to 19,869. That will get you a mark if you're anywhere in between that bracket. But if you've got 19,900, that will not get you a mark. If you've got 19,400, that will not get you a mark. And anywhere lower or higher than that will not get you a mark. And I wanted to know for question 3, what is, or what are, the only major trophies in England domestically Portsmouth have not won. That is, of course, the League Cup, as we won the FA Cup the first time in 1939. We won back-to-back Division 1s in 1949 and 50. And we won the League Cup, not the League Cup, we won the Community Shield in 1949, because we drew with Wolverhampton Wanderers in the final, which meant we shared ownership of that. And, yeah, we won the Leasing.com trophy, or the League EFL trophy, whatever you want to call it, last season. So yeah, only the League Cup now that we have to win, and then we've won the lot in England domestically. We've also won every division. So yeah, just the League Cup. Haven't been lucky with that in recent times. I haven't seen us get past the 3rd round in that so far. And for question 4, I wanted to know who were Pompey's scorers against AC Milan in the Europa League at home. Of course, Kanu scored one of the goals, which is the more obvious one. So that will get you 1 mark if you wrote Kanu. And for the second mark, Kaboul scored the other goal. So there's 2 marks available there, 1 for Kanu and 1 for Kaboul. Anyway, now we've got on to the last question of the quiz. This was definitely the hardest one of them all. Even for me, I had to go through every single time we've appeared at Wembley, because I wanted to know what is our win percentage at the old and new Wembleys competitively. I went through every time we've played there, in finals, in semi-finals. Obviously, 1939, semi-final wasn't held there, it was held away from Wembley, because they didn't play semi-finals at Wembley back then. So I have got 55.5% win percentage for Portsmouth at both Wembleys. And I said you can have 5% either way. So if you get from 50% to 60%, give yourself the mark. And that's where that quiz ends. Let me know how you did in the comments on Instagram. Send me how you did. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Give me 10 likes on this video. Let me know how you thought of this video. If you like the fact that I'm doing some interactive content for you guys. And yeah, see you in the next one.